Update. My ex-husband who cheated on me with my sister emailed me after 6 years. Original post. I, 33 female, met my ex-husband Dan, 40 male, almost 15 years ago at a restaurant when I was celebrating my 18th birthday. He was really nice, charming, and mature. He made me feel loved and special. For some context, I grew up in a dysfunctional family. My mom and dad used to always fight, and my dad would sometimes go out and not come back for months. Then he died when my sister Abby, 25 female, was born. My mom was way too fond of Abby since her birth rather than me. Abby was basically babied by my mother. She didn't neglect me at all, always did her best as a mother and provided for me, but I always felt something was missing. After Dan came to my life, I didn't feel like there was something missing from me anymore. He supported me, he was caring. He would always buy me gifts and take me out in long drives. I felt complete when I was with him. We got married after dating for 4 years. I wanted to start a family right away, but Dan encouraged me to do my master's and helped me build my career. He wanted us to be in a stable position financially before we start thinking about having kids. Seriously, he was the best guy I could ever ask for. But after 5 years of being happily married, I discovered that my husband was cheating on me with Abby. I discovered the affair when my husband made an excuse that he will go out of town for a week, but he stayed in town and booked a hotel room where he and Abby fool around. This has been going on for 6 months behind my back. I was really devastated. Abby and I were close growing up. I loved her and cared for her. How could you do this to me? After the D-Day, Dan and I had a fight. I asked how he could do this to me. And with my sister too, who just turned 19, he said he didn't love me anymore, that I don't give him enough attention, that I am not the same girl he fell in love with. Between this mess, I discovered that I was pregnant, but due to the stress, I lost the baby. He didn't even care enough to visit me at a hospital when I lost our child. He was having a weekend getaway with my sister. I should have seen the signs. Abby would always be touchy with Dan. Dan would sometimes stare at her, but it is still very disturbing for me. My mother, as usual, took Abby's side and told me to just make peace with it. I wanted to end myself then because I had no one left. Lost my child and my husband, my whole family. Then my best friend Tina, my savior, came to my rescue. She was moving to another state and asked me to come with her. I said yes. I was already divorced at that point, and we live in a small town, so I would obviously run into my ex and my sister. It took me a while to settle into my new life in a different state, but I met some kind people there. It helped me heal some trauma, though I still have trust issues. Then I met my now husband Tony, 32 male, after 1 year of moving to the new place. I was really hesitant and kept my guard up, but he showed me that he is trustworthy and loves me a lot. I was so happy with him that I almost forgot about the life I had back in my hometown, that his parents were really welcoming and generous people. We got married a year ago and I am now pregnant with our first child. Yesterday, I got an email from my ex Dan. It just brought back all the bad memories. I am just paraphrasing his email here. He mentioned that he misses me. He tried to find me but couldn't. He is very miserable with my sister. She is very dumb and doesn't care about him like I do. I used to bake him a cake and throw birthdays for him, but Abby only texted him happy birthday and didn't even bother to buy him a cake. Plus, she is very rude, doesn't respect him, and she is always at a bar with her friends. He also mentioned that she has cheated on him 5 times already. The last affair was with his own cousin. Our mother also doesn't stop her. He will soon file for a divorce, but lately he has been missing me a lot. He wants us to try again as a couple. He wants us to become a family just like before. Since I do not have social media except for Instagram, which is private, he probably doesn't know that I am married and I have a baby on the way. I don't know if I should feel pity for him or just laugh because the grass on his side is very brown rather than green. Now for the top advice before reading the updates. He is very miserable with my sister. Good. He's living the life he deserves. He wants us to become a family just like before. Well, he slept with your family last time you were a couple, so I don't think it's a word he should be throwing around lightly. The audacity of this man. Have a huge laugh at his expense. His woe is me tale deserves zero pity. Be happy that your life isn't intertwined with these absolute garbage people. Don't respond. Let him marinate in his misery. Yes, Opie has so much to be happy about right now. As much as I would like you to be petty, ignoring him would be the best option here. Lol, right. I would have sent him a picture of my wedding ring hand on my prego belly, and then block him. right? And tell him to enjoy the consequences of his own selfish actions. Lol. But nah, why waste a nothing moment on that piece of garbage? Hug your husband, take yourselves out to a nice dinner, and plan for your amazing future. And now for the updates. I just wanted to say thanks to all of you who messaged and showed me support. I have decided to send him an email and be done with it. It goes like, Dan, I am sorry to hear that you are suffering, but there was no way I would be with you. Yes, there was a time when I used to be that girl who would have taken you in a heartbeat, but that girl is not there anymore. That girl has died the day I had a miscarriage, and you are somewhere shacking up with my sister. I called you, but you never picked it up. I am now married to a wonderful man who loves me and cherishes me. I am also pregnant with our first child and beginning this new chapter of my life with someone I love and care deeply. So please, do not contact me ever again. You made your choice, and you chose my barely legal sister over me. I do not care if she cheats on you or she doesn't respect you. Someone like you don't deserve loyalty and respect anyways. I have left my old life in my old town. It will be best for you to move on and have some self-reflection on yourself. You are just a deeply insecure man who was getting old and thought having a young woman would be good by your side. Goodbye. Update to 3rd of March. A lot of you have been asking me what he replied. Well, he replied within an hour of me emailing him. He said that he was stupid enough to believe that I would still wait for him. And he said he would always wait for me because no matter what, I will always be his baby doll. I cringed hard. He used to call me that, but now it feels repulsive. I also got an email from my mom and my sister. My mom just congratulated me and was excited that she's going to be a grandmother. And my sister also did the same and said she will be the cool aunt. I cannot believe these people. They forgot how they treated me when I needed them, and moreover betrayed me. I cried for a long time because I have been reading your comments. And it seems like me and my sister was groomed by that man. I feel so stupid. I know I shouldn't be mad at my sister, but she was old enough to know it's bad to have an affair with a married man. That was also someone who is your sister's husband. I blocked all of them. I am 5 months pregnant already. I don't need more stress. God bless my husband. He comforted me when I cried and later took me out for ice cream. I hope I can move past this. Now for the last and full update. I'm cooled down now. I think I can make a more elaborate update. Thanks to everyone who has shown me support. I needed it. The email from him, my ex, just struck me like a train. I had flashbacks of everything he has done to me, and I think you guys deserve a detailed update. After I sent him the reply mail, he emailed me within an hour with the thing I said in my second update. A few hours later, I get 2 other emails from my mom and sister. They sent me in my old email address that I hardly use now. I don't know how they knew about my pregnancy. I try to keep a low profile, and I still haven't posted my baby bump pics on social media yet or made any announcements. I only have Instagram to follow my friends, but it just scared me and I broke down crying on the spot. Luckily, my husband Tony was around, held me and put me on a couch. He knows everything about me as I never hide anything from him. I was a little bit scared that my mom and sister would find me, but he reassured me that I am hundreds of miles away from them. I mean, we are on the opposite part of our country. He took me out for ice cream to comfort me. It took 2 ice cream cones to finally calm me down. Lol. I told him about my concerns and that my mom and sister might demand to see my baby girl. He told me he would talk to his uncle, who is a police officer, to be on lookout for them. Even if they come here and force themselves on us, he would fight against it. He is going to consult his lawyer friend about his matter too, then told me not to worry about my ex. He cannot harm me anymore. My husband even made a joke that he would move countries if we have to. Lastly, someone in my post commented that I should alert the daycare about my mom and sister in case they try to steal my baby. Well, we aren't planning to put her in daycare. Even though I'm currently working, I decided I would quit my job and look after my baby and focus on healing from giving birth. I do have a good amount of savings in my personal bank, and this is my own decision. I will go back to work when our little princess is a little bit older. My in-laws are amazing. My mother-in-law and father-in-law lives nearby. They're both good people and offered to help with the child. Also, don't worry. Apart from my in-laws, I have a good support system too. Tina and her wife Jenny basically adopted me. Lol. They are really good people and always helped me. I don't know what will happen in the future, but at least I am surrounded by some good people that I never had growing up. Now, I will take my leave and enjoy my husband pampering me. If something big happens, I will keep you guys updated. And my ex, sister, and mother are all blocked. I'm confused how she doesn't know how her mom and sister know about her pregnancy. The ex told them. Yeah, that doesn't really seem like a big mystery to me either. I'm not sure why she hasn't connected those dots. I think it was a setup to get all this info and more out of Opie. He made himself sound as pathetic as he possibly could to elicit an answer, and when he got it, he ran it straight up the wire to the gruesome twosome. People don't do that / to people they dislike. Opie got played. Only way to win with no contact is to maintain no contact. It seems like the ex-husband doesn't perceive the young women he preys on as real people, but as props for his life. He was happy to discard Opie when she was having a medical emergency, but when his new toy didn't give him the same attention and enjoyment, he wanted the other one back again, with no thought for where she may be now in her life journey, or how she may have moved on from their toxic marriage. He's a typical narcissist who sees everyone else around him as an NPC. Main character syndrome is real. Abby once again proving true the adage of they'll cheat with you, they'll cheat on you. Happy that Opie got out of there and has a real family around her to take care of her. It makes me happy to know that Abby cheats on Dan pretty consistently and probably with men her age. I'm sure he's feeling pretty old and dumpy at 40, and his hot young thing is running around town with a bunch of college-age guys. Lol. I hope it makes him feel emasculated each and every time. Last story. The children I babysit has a father that makes me feel so unsafe. I, female 17, have been babysitting for this family for a while now, as they are two young parents working full-time, with two young children aged 1 and 3. I previously mentioned that I would be happy to assist with other tasks as well, such as grocery shopping and other things. But for the time being, all I've been asked to do is watch the kids. The kids' mother, as well as the kids, were leaving the country for a month, so the dad called me a few weeks ago to ask if I could help with cleaning the house since he was the only one home at the moment. He offered to pick me up the same day to simply look around the house and create a schedule, and I didn't give it much thought. Since he always did that when I was going to babysit, it wasn't unusual when he picked me up in his car. He instructed me in the car to keep the mother in the dark about this as his first instruction while telling me that I was very beautiful. Even though I agreed that it was a little strange, I kept my mouth shut. He stood me in front of the mirror as soon as we got home to check to see if I was taller than him. I felt uncomfortable as he held me around my waist to measure me. He showed me to mess around the house, and then we somehow got on the subject of my upcoming party, which led him taking out his wife's previous wedding dress, and then asked me to put it on and to borrow it to the party. I declined and pretended that we were pressed for time. He offered to drive me to school later and said we could eat something small first. He gave me a Snicker and we sat down. I got a little bit of chocolate on my lips, and he forcefully touched my lips to take it off. We got out to the car and he once again reminded me to not say anything to his wife. He held my hand whilst his Tesla was on autopilot mode, told me to stop talking to other men while he was holding my hand. I was so startled by this that I mentioned that I had a boyfriend, which is true. He said something along the lines of, well, I guess that is okay, just don't ask him for money. I can always fix that, and don't work for another family as we need you here. I didn't respond to his comment much because I was so horrified. He continued to hold my hand, placing his hand beneath mine and holding it as if he were going to kiss it. Another strange thing was that he repeatedly asked me when I would turn 18. He said we could go out to eat sometime because he was so alone now, with the kids and wife being gone before he dropped me off. I don't know. It freaked me out. Please give me any advice. Should I stop working for the family and never meet him again? Edit. I would also like to mention that after he told me to not tell his wife, he said that his wife would block him and get super angry if I was even there. I think they talked about me before, and I assumed that she said that she didn't want me to be there alone with him. I also texted my boyfriend while I was still in the car with him. Not even 10 minutes had gone by and I already had a list of 7 red flags. Now for the top advice. Tell your parents, and then talk to the wife with your parents there for safety. Never keep this kind of thing a secret. Tell her you can never work for her or her family again, and then block their number. You do not need a job that much to put yourself in a dangerous situation. And he even tried to offer money and be your sugar daddy? So gross. Stay safe. Don't ever go back there. Thank you. I talked to my parents as soon as this happened, and they also advised me to not go back and work for them. I'm a little sad since I really loved kids, and the wife is very sweet as well. but I think it's for the best since even worse things can happen if I hang out with him alone again. I'm glad you told your parents and that they have your back. Dude is a creep, and who knows what he was planning to do if you continue to work for him. He was definitely testing the waters and would probably demand an intimate relationship of some kind. I feel sad for his wife. I've taught my daughter that if someone says not to tell us something, it is not like a Christmas gift from our moms. We need to know right now. We haven't gone too far into the nitty-gritty due to her age, but I've told her more than once that people who want to keep secrets from her parents are dangerous. I said that while she doesn't have to tell me what she talks to her therapist about, and I mean that and don't push it, she does need to tell me if something feels wrong or unsafe because it's my job to ensure she's safe. So far, she actually has. It also tells me ahead of time when she feels she's done wrong because she needs help. The only way that worked any further was by honoring her safety and well-being before addressing breaking a rule. But it's important. She has to feel safe with me as her mom, or I can't help her out of danger.